So, as you were discussing in the last class about vitamins, we'll continue with vitamin E. Now, vitamin E is also called alpha tocopherol. Okay, alpha tocopherol. Now, this drug is present. This vitamin is present in wheat germ oil. You'll find it in green leafy vegetables. You'll find it in eggs, cereals. Okay, nuts. ये पूरा में विटामिन ई quite rich रहता. The main physiological role of vitamin E will be to act as an antioxidant. Okay, जो metabolic end products, metabolites, oxidants, जो free radicals form होते हैं उन लोगों को ऑक्सीडाइज उनका जो ऑक्सीडाइजिंग डैमेज रहता है उनको सप्रेस करने के लिए, उनको रिवर्स करने के लिए विटामिन ई इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो वर्क्स एज अ वेरी important antioxidant agent in your body, and it will help in prevention of damage from free radicals, especially free radicals that are formed from normal metabolic reactions. Okay, there are a number of metabolic reactions that are occurring in your body simultaneously, and eventually you will have free radicals being formed. It's an inevitability. So to counter that, vitamin E plays an important role. It is also important for normal functioning of normal structure and function of nervous system. Okay, maintaining integrity of biological membranes and making sure that nervous system is nice and healthy. Vitamin E plays a role in that. Now, if we talk about the daily requirements of vitamin E, on an average, a human requires around 10 to 15 milligrams of vitamin E in a day. Okay, स्पेसिफिकली अगर क्लिनिकली देखें तो विटामिन ई आप यूज करेंगे. सी विटामिन ई डेफिशिएंसी जनरली डज नॉट अकर इन ह्यूमंस. Okay, because of the varied sources and because of even the normal food that people eat उसमें generally cover हो जाता. Okay, requirement is not a lot, and the food that you eat generally has quite a lot of vitamin E. Until unless someone is like really malnutrition, they will not have vitamin E deficiency. In case what do you call, there is a person who has G6PD deficiency, या फिर उनके अंदर sterility है, या menopausal syndrome है. Menopausal syndrome is when the person is having menopause like symptoms much before they actually have the menopause. ठीक है, and any other condition उनके अंदर आप विटामिन ई यूज कर सकते हैं. But there is no definitive evidence that there will be benefit to the patient, but it is worth trying. Okay. Now coming to vitamin B complex. Now this includes several different types of vitamins. Okay, almost 6 7 different types of vitamins. We'll look after one after the other. Okay, first of all, coming to B1, which is thiamine. Thiamine को विटामिन B1 भी बोलते हैं या फिर एन्यूरिन भी बोलते हैं. You get thiamine from pulses, cereals, outer layer of cereals, unpolished rice. ठीक है, जनरली राइस पॉलिशिंग्स में थायमिन रहता है. दैट इज वाई पॉलिश्ड राइस हैज लेसर अमाउंट ऑफ विटामिन B1. ठीक है, जो राइस के पॉलिशिंग्स रहते हैं दोज आर in that vitamin B1 is generally lost. You find it in liver, in egg yolks, green vegetables, peas, nuts. ठीक है, and meat as well. Vitamin B1 is quite rich in all of them. Now physiologically, thiamine will be converted into something called thiamine pyrophosphate. Thiamine pyrophosphate. Okay, this thiamine pyrophosphate acts as a coenzyme, specifically in carbohydrate metabolism. Whenever your body is performing carbohydrate metabolism, thiamine pyrophosphate is responsible for acting as a coenzyme in several reactions. Okay, without it, carbohydrate metabolism will not occur properly, and most humans survive on carbohydrates as one of the main sources of their energy. A big part of someone's diet will be carbohydrates. Okay, until or unless they are on a carb-free diet, carbohydrates will play a very big role. उसके digestion and उसके metabolism में thiamine plays an important role. Now, on an average, the daily requirement of thiamine will be 1 to 2 mg. If you do not have enough amount of thiamine, its deficiency will be beriberi. Okay, you can have either dry beriberi or wet beriberi. Okay, beriberi अगर dry beriberi हो रहा तो it will manifest as peripheral neuritis. Okay, the patient will have tingling, numbness, and they will lose sensation in their what do you call fingers. That is peripheral neuritis. Okay, peripheral nerves will get inflamed and they might not work properly. Sometimes they'll not work properly, sometimes they'll become extremely sensitive. Okay, both ends are possible. And dry beriberi will also be characterized by muscular atrophy, sorry. Your muscles will waste away literally. Wet beriberi, on the other hand, um, will have certain features like edema. उसलिए उसको wet beriberi बोलते हैं. There will be edema, there will be cardiac failure, high output cardiac failure. The patient will have Wernicke encephalopathy. They might even develop psychosis. Okay, so psychological problems develop होना, neurological problems develop होना भी common है in wet beriberi. It's all happening because of thiamine deficiency. Now, therapeutically, thiamine is used. One, it can be used prophylactically. इसका मतलब ये है, if you have a patient who is with increased demand, for example a pregnant lady या a lactating lady या an infant, their requirement for thiamine is higher, so in them you can prophylactically give thiamine just so that they do not develop a deficiency. If the patient is actually having a deficiency, they are suffering from beriberi, then you can give 50 mg daily. You will give parenterally. Okay, 50 mg per day of this thing. Once the patient has recovered from beriberi, you can decrease it to 10 mg. Okay, initially you will give 50 mg IV. Later on, you can make it 10 mg IV, and that 10 mg, you can give it as IV or you can give it orally as well. That is fine as well. Chronic alcoholics need thiamine because their liver is not working properly. They will need a lot of thiamine. Specifically, chronic alcoholics में 50 mg, especially those who are trying to recover, उनके अंदर भी 50 mg per day आपको देना पड़ेगा. Okay. Other neurological and cardiovascular disorders as well as morning sickness, in that as well, thiamine is used. Okay, morning sickness specifically in pregnant ladies. Okay. Now coming to vitamin B2, which is riboflavin. Riboflavin use is pretty common, especially in people who have ulcers, think especially mouth ulcers. Now, where do you get riboflavin? The sources will include milk, eggs, meat, grains, green leafy vegetables. Okay, physiologically, you will have flavin mononucleotide, which is FMN. Okay, इसके forms जो है flavin mononucleotide and flavin adenine dinucleotide, FAD. ये दो फॉर्म्स रहते हैं आपकी बॉडी में, इधर एज FMN और FAD. ओके, फ्लाविन मोनोन्यूक्लियोटाइड है, ये फ्लाविन एडेनाइन डाइन्यूक्लियोटाइड है. these these will contain the active form riboflavin. Okay, riboflavin itself will act as a coenzyme for oxidation and reduction reactions in your body. Now, if a patient is deficient in riboflavin, they will generally have stomatitis. Okay, initially starts off as stomatitis, they later on will develop ulcers. Angular stomatitis होता, glossitis होता, their tongue will get inflamed. Seborrheic keratosis हो सकता, seborrheic keratosis specifically of the nose. Okay, the patients will develop ulcers in the mouth, dry skin. They will have burning sensation on the plantar surface of their feet. They will start having burning sensation. ठीक है. Generally cornea में vascularization दिखने लगता, in the sense that the cornea will start looking more and more reddish. Okay, it will not exactly be hemorrhagic kind of reddish, but you will see neovascularization in cornea. All right. You will also see alopecia in patients who have deficiency of B2, patchy baldness. Okay, you'll mainly use it for riboflavin deficiency. अगर therapeutically use कर रहे हैं तो 2 to 10 mg के tablets रहते हैं, छोटे छोटे pills technically. Those are given in riboflavin deficiency, more common in ulcers. Then we have nicotinic acid. Now nicotinic acid, या इसको niacin भी बोलते हैं, nicotinic acid. This technically nicotinic acid and nicotinamide, दो compounds है. When you combine them together, you get niacin. You will find nicotinic acid in rice polishings. You'll find it in milk, eggs, pulses, nuts, fish, liver. All of these are good sources of nicotinic acid. Now, nicotinic acid in your body gets converted into nicotinamide. Nicotinamide. Okay. This nicotinamide and its salts, these will act as coenzymes for various reactions in your body. So think of it this way: nicotinamide is kind of the more active form of nicotinic acid. Okay, it also has another role other than active playing a part in various oxidation and reduction reactions in your body, acting as a coenzyme. It will act as a lipid lowering agent. So other than a coenzyme, it is acting as decreasing lipid. Okay. Yes, specifically, sometimes you can also use niacin as a hypoglycemic drug. ठीक है, पेशेंट्स who have atherosclerosis उनके अंदर निकोटिनामाइड या निकोटिन सॉरी नियासिन का आप सप्लीमेंट्स देख सकते हैं. This will generally be so that their lipid levels will go down. That is why they are prescribed that. Now deficiency generally, once it presents itself, it will present as pellagra. Okay, deficiency of nicotinic acid will be called pellagra. A pellagra जो है, it will be characterized by dermatitis. Okay, there will be inflammation of the skin. The patient will have three Ds: dermatitis, diarrhea, and dementia. Okay, those three are characteristic features of pellagra. So pellagra patients have dermatitis, diarrhea, plus dementia. Okay, now they might have some other symptoms as well, like their skin will become pigmented, their skin will become darker, or they might be patchy darkness here and their pigmentation of skin will occur. Stomatitis might occur, glossitis might occur. They might not be able to sleep properly, insomnia, they will have headache, hallucinations. Some psychological symptoms might appear. They will have megaloblastic anemia. Some patients will have megaloblastic anemia where red blood cell size will increase. Okay, only the size of RBCs will increase, the relative amount of hemoglobin will not change. Okay, so that will be a problem. If it is chronic alcoholic, especially chronic alcoholics who have maize as their staple diet, maize jo bolte na, makai, if someone has a staple diet of maize, generally you will see this in Americans. Okay, some parts of America, people have the staple diet as maize, and if they are a chronic alcoholic along with me, someone who eats maize as a staple source of food for them, in those patients there will be malabsorption and there is a chance that cirrhosis will develop along with pellagra. Okay, now prophylactically you can give what do you call, prophylactically दे रहे हैं या फिर आप treatment के लिए दे रहे हैं pellagra के, at that time you will give 50 to 500 mg. If you're giving it for prophylaxis in certain conditions, or if you're giving to treat pellagra, then you will give 50 to 500 mg of nicotinic acid. If you are giving it for hyperlipoproteinemia, the dose is slightly varied. Okay, specifically when you're trying to give it as a hypoglycemic drug, thoda dose vary करके देते हैं आप. Okay, then coming to the next one, vitamin B6. Niacin is also called vitamin B3. Okay, coming to vitamin B6, is also called your pyridoxine. अब pyridoxine जो है, this will be present in your cereals, in your legumes, liver, milk, eggs, meat. All of them are good sources. Pyridoxine will be present as pyridoxal phosphate. Okay, that is the active form that is present in your body. Pyridoxal phosphate. This fellow acts as a coenzyme. Most of vitamins will act as a coenzyme. Coenzymes are things that will help an enzyme perform its function. Without coenzyme, enzyme will not work properly. Okay. This fellow not just acts as a coenzyme, but it is involved in synthesis of several amino acids. Okay, amino acids and GABA, one of the most important neurotransmitters in your brain. Okay, in your nervous system as such. uh, if we do not have enough amount of pyridoxine, GABA will not be formed. Okay, uh, now why is it important? GABA in a way is helping you inhibit anxiety. ठीक है, एंजाइटी में या एनी मिसफायरिंग ऑफ नर्वस सिस्टम में क्या होता है कभी, योर नर्वस सिस्टम, लेट्स सपोज इट इज बिकमिंग वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड देयर इज कंटिन्यूअस ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ नर्व impulses without any stop, that will be a problem. Okay, it will damage not just your nervous system, it will start having several symptoms. The patient will start having tremors, they might fall down, they'll become they have, in extreme cases they will have spastic paralysis. Okay, muscles will undergo spasm and there will be paralysis because of that, which is why GABA is very important. Okay, the whole concept of giving barbiturates and drugs that are inducing GABA is because of that. Think of all the indications of diazepam. That is where GABA will play a role. Okay, now, coming to symptoms of deficiency, if there is deficiency of pyridoxine, the patient will generally have glossitis. The patient will have peripheral neuritis. Okay, peripheral neuritis is quite common. Anemia, anemia due to vitamin B6 deficiency can also occur, and there is a risk that the patient will develop convulsions because there is lesser amount of GABA. There is lesser amount of inhibitory neurotransmitter in your brain. Without GABA there is not enough amount of inhibition to, as I told you, if there is excessive excitement in the person's brain, that is bad. You need to have GABA to regulate your neurotransmitters and to regulate your transmission of impulses. Agar GABA nahi hai to the patient will eventually have seizures, epilepsy and convulsions. So that might develop if the patient is having deficiency of pyridoxine. GABA is not made properly, hence convulsions will develop. अब आप इसको यूज कर सकते, if you're using it therapeutically you can use it for prophylaxis and treatment of pyridoxine deficiency. Another thing you'll use it for is with INH, isoniazid, जो anti tubercular drug है, that has a side effect where it can cause peripheral neuritis. Okay, that peripheral neuritis is specifically happening because um, isoniazid will impair the function of pyridoxine that is present inside your body. To treat that, what you can do is supplement with pyridoxine. Whenever you are giving isoniazid to a patient, supplement them with pyridoxine. Okay, both for prophylaxis and for treatment of peripheral neuritis that might potentially occur because of isoniazid. Okay, again convulsions or especially in infants. Okay, convulsions in infants can be treated using pyridoxine. Some pregnant women use pyridoxine for morning sickness. उसके लिए भी use कर सकते हैं. It will also decrease, reduce vomiting, sensation of vomiting. Though the mechanism is not known how it is doing that, but what we do know is that morning sickness and vomiting can be prevented by giving supplementation of pyridoxine. Okay, then we have pantothenic acid. Now, deficiency of pantothenic acid is not known. Pantothenic acid, biotin, दोनों की deficiency generally does not occur in human beings. It is not known at all. अगर आप experimentally induce करें, let's suppose you are inducing pantothenic acid deficiency in human beings experimentally, it will generally cause fatigue and paresthesia. Okay, paresthesia is weakness in limbs or one side of the body. बायोटिन की अगर आप डेफिशिएंसी इंड्यूस करें, in the sense that let's suppose the patient has, you are inducing biotin deficiency into her excuse me, if you're inducing biotin deficiency into a human, or you generally experiment on rats and all, but if you are inducing it into a rat, you will see that the rat is having dermatitis or anorexia, alopecia, ये बुरा होता. Sometimes glossitis as well. But there's no need to fear in humans. Practically, you will not see any case where you will find biotin deficiency. Very, very rare. बायोटिन डेफिशिएंसी नहीं होती, बट बायोटिन सम थोड़े लोग उसके लिए यूज करते हैं. फॉर हेयर ग्रोथ इट कैन बी यूज्ड. It acts as a coenzyme for several metabolic reactions as well. Biotin. You'll find this in eggs. Good source in eggs. Pantothenic acid can be found in vegetables. You can find it in egg yolk, peanuts, liver. Okay. You can find it in a little bit of milk as well. Biotin mostly in eggs. Like a good source is only eggs. Now coming to two important vitamins, vitamin B12 and folic acid. Both of them go hand in hand. If there is deficiency of either one of them, because their metabolism is kind of linked. Okay, agar because both of them are responsible for DNA synthesis. ठीक है, स्पेशली फॉर्मेशन ऑफ डीएनए एंड मैच्योरेशन ऑफ डीएनए. अगर डीएनए सिंथेसिस, अगर B12 एंड folic acid are deficient in a patient, let's suppose a patient has B12 or folic acid deficiency or B12 and folic acid deficiency, in that condition what happens is their RBCs will not mature. Okay, or to put it in another way, देर, अब समझो जैसा आप प्लूरिपोटेंट सेल है, वहां से आप एरिथ्रॉइड प्रीकर्सर सेल्स बनता है, देन फाइनली यू विल हैव रेटिकुलोसाइट फॉर्मेशन. From reticulocyte you will end up with erythrocyte formation, which is your RBC. Now in the stage of development of RBC, at one point of time, if the patient is having B12 or folic acid deficiency, they are interrelated. Okay, if they have that, what will happen is that DNA will progress or it will develop slower than cytoplasm. Okay, this will lead to a lot of problems later on. Specifically, one very common problem is megaloblastic anemia. ठीक है, मेगलोब्लास्टिक एनीमिया होने का वन ऑफ द मोस्ट कॉमन कॉजेस आर डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ विटामिन B12 एंड और folic acid, meaning it can be vitamin B12 and folic acid deficiency, or it can be folic acid or vitamin B12 deficiency. Because they go hand in hand, they will generally cause megaloblastic anemia if not treated in time. Okay, leading to immature red cells. Red cells will not be formed properly, and whatever has formed, they will be much more larger in size and they will not function properly. Okay, now specifically if we concentrate on vitamin B12, it is cyanocobalamin. Okay, it will have cobalt in its ring. It will also have a रिंग, porphyrin रिंग जैसा रहता, वैसा ही रिंग रहता B12 को भी. हेमोग्लोबिन को कैसा रिंग रहता, वैसा रिंग रहता, बट इसके सेंटर में कोबाल्ट रहता. hemoglobin में porphyrin ring के बीच में iron रहता, whereas in vitamin B12 in the cobalamin ring you will have cobalt in between. ठीक है, it's mainly synthesized by microorganisms, so especially microorganisms that are present in your gut flora. You can find vitamin B12 in liver, fish, egg yolk, meat, cheese, but meat is the best source for vitamin B12. You cannot get any other source better than this thing. Okay, pulses as well, cheese and pulses, they're good dietary sources of vitamin B12. Now vitamin B12 is also called extrinsic factor, or extrinsic factor. Now, if you remember your anatomy and physiology, you must have read about something called intrinsic factor. Intrinsic factor is a glycoprotein that is produced by the parietal cells of your stomach. Okay, that intrinsic factor specifically is responsible for absorption of vitamin B12. ठीक है, intrinsic factor क्या करता, there's a long mechanism, but ultimately it will go to your duodenum and to your small intestine, and it will help in absorption of vitamin B12 into your systemic circulation. Okay, once it enters your plasma, intrinsic factor will be removed, and there is another different kind of protein called transcobalamin that will help in transporting vitamin B12. Once it is in blood, wherever it is required, it will be sent or it will be stored in your liver. Yes, so liver is the main source of vitamin B12. Some amount of vitamin B12 will also be present in RBCs. Now, as such, if there is vitamin B12 deficiency, generally vitamin B12 deficiency will be associated with one of the following symptoms. Either the patient has pernicious anemia. Pernicious anemia में क्या होता? The patient is having a problem in intrinsic factor itself. One second. Pernicious anemia. Okay, they are either not producing enough amount of intrinsic factor, or they are antibodies against intrinsic factor, meaning that's an autoimmune disease where the patient's immunity or immune system is either killing parietal cell or it is killing intrinsic factor. If you check the patient's blood, you'll find that thode pernicious anemia patients, they will have antibodies against intrinsic factor. So intrinsic factor antibody or in antibodies against parietal cells can be seen. Those will destroy either parietal cells or intrinsic factor, because of which vitamin B12 deficiency occurs. It cannot be absorbed and deficiency. So that is one cause. या फिर it can be because of omeprazole. If someone is taking omeprazole for a long period of time, ओमेप्राजोल इज अ पीपीआई, ठीक है, अल्सर्स के लिए यूज करते हैं जनरली। अगर acidity and ulcers. If the patient is on omeprazole for a long period of time, it can lead to development of B12 deficiency. Sometimes, if the patient has undergone gastrectomy, या फिर if they have chronic gastritis, या if they have fish tapeworm, ठीक है, fish tapeworm infection में क्या होता? Fish tapeworm infestation, not infection. In fish tapeworm infestation, the tapeworm itself will start consuming a lot of B12, so that can lead to deficiency of B12. Now, if you are trying to treat any of these conditions, what you do is you will give B12 as a dose of 100 mcg microgram per ml, ठीक है। यू विल गिव इंजेक्शंस, ठीक है। अलग अलग मिलते हैं। साइरोकोबैलामाइन अगर दे रहे तो 100 mcg रहता, अगर हाइड्रोक्सोकोबैलामाइन दे रहे तो 100 रहता, 500 रहता, 1000 mcg रहता पर ml। You generally give 4-5 ml, okay. Again, it will depend on the patient's condition. You give it in divided doses. Sometimes you can also find vitamin B12 oral tablets as well, but in case of special, in certain conditions, it is better to give IV itself. Just injecting it is easier. अब आप विटामिन बी ट्वेल्व डेफिशिएंसी में यूज कर सकते हैं विटामिन, इफ द पेशेंट इज हैविंग विटामिन डी बी ट्वेल्व डेफिशिएंसी बिकॉज ऑफ वट एवर रीजन, एनीमिया से हो दो या ड्रग से हो दो, इफ इट इज ड्यू टू ओमेप्राजोल, stop the drug. Switch the drug to some other, switch omeprazole to some other drug, and start giving what you call supplementation of B12. And if they have, let's suppose, a tapeworm infection, you need to treat that. Okay. After treating the cause, once you start supplementing it, you can treat for vitamin B12 deficiency. You can also treat neuropathies. Vitamin B12 deficiency in some patients will lead to neuropathies. So वो neuropathy treat करने के लिए you can give, especially CNS degeneration जो होता, CNS and spinal cord degeneration जो होता, उसके लिए आप vitamin B12 use कर सकते हैं, brain and spinal cord degeneration. Then coming to folic acid. Now, folic acid is very, very rich in green leafy vegetables. Essentially, it is named folic acid because it was isolated from spinach. जो folic acid है, leaf से आया था नाम. So that is why it is called folic acid. Okay. You mainly get it in green leafy vegetables. You get it in liver, in yeast, eggs, milk, in a few fruits. One caveat of folic acid is that if you cook it for a very long period of time, especially with spices, folic acid gets destroyed. Okay, so be careful when you're cooking any vegetable or things like that. If you cook it for a very long period of time over a high heat, with spices and all, folic acid will get destroyed. Okay. Now, absorption of folic acid mainly occurs in duodenum and jejunum, small intestine के, ठीक है, it will be transported into your blood, and from there it will be what do you call, distributed in different parts of your body wherever they are required, mainly stored in liver, just like B12, ठीक है। बट folate deficiency होना ज़्यादा common है than B12 because B12, the body stores of B12, they will last you for a long period of time. Generally speaking, whatever storage B12 रहता, whatever amount of B12 is stored inside your body, that will last a person roughly around 1 to 2 years. ठीक है, इसका मतलब ये है, if a person, let's suppose, till now they are normal and now they are developing deficiency of B12, okay, now their consumption of B12 is low or they have some condition which is causing decreased amount of B12, generally it takes around 1 to 2 years to show manifestations of B12 deficiency, whereas folic acid का जो stores है, that will only last for around 3 to 4 months, meaning within a few months of deficiency of folic acid, symptoms will become very apparent. Okay, you will start seeing significant symptoms of folic acid deficiency. Now, it mainly folic acid deficiency occurs due to malabsorption. There is some intestinal problem, or there is some disease because of which small intestine is affected, hence malabsorption is occurring. It can also be due to certain drugs. Okay, some drugs like phenytoin, methotrexate, cotrimoxazole, trimethoprim, या फिर oral contraceptives है, all of them will decrease absorption of folic acid. Now, in certain condition, deficiency can also occur if requirement is increased. Okay, flip side. Now, if here we are not creating a deficiency by a disease or by a drug, but deficiency is occurring because of increased physiological demand, meaning the body is demanding more amount of folic acid, mainly आपके pregnancy या फिर in growing children, lactation, In them, deficiency can occur if you do not give extra supplementation of folic acid, and the manifestation will come as diarrhea, yeah, weakness, yeah, फिर glossitis or megaloblastic anemia. Those are the manifestations of folic acid deficiency. If you, how do you use now folic acid if you are treating megaloblastic anemia specifically? What you do is you give folic acid 2 to 5 mg per day. ठीक है. If you are trying to treat megaloblastic anemia, generally 2 to 5 mg tablets दे सकते हैं आप orally. You give that. Sometimes folic acid can also be given intramuscular if the patient has malabsorption syndrome. See, oral आप दे रहे बोले तो it will heavily rely on the fact that it can get absorbed inside your body. If there is a problem in absorption, malabsorption syndrome है, then you can give it IM, intramuscular दे सकते हैं आप. If the patient is having pregnancy or lactation, or if the patient is an infant, in those people you can give it prophylactically. Generally 500 mg देते हैं आप उन लोगों में, 500 mg orally daily. ठीक है, significantly higher. Now, folic acid का जो है, it will form something called folinic acid. That folinic acid will act as an active coenzyme which will be responsible for various metabolic reactions. Okay. Now, the last vitamin will be vitamin C. Vitamin C जो है, this fellow you can get from citrus fruits, you can get it from gooseberry, you can get it from green vegetables. Potatoes are a very good source of vitamin C. Tomatoes as well, potatoes and tomatoes. Vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid, the physiological role is that it will participate in several oxidation and reduction reactions. Okay, ascorbic acid. ठीक है. It will also help in cellular respiration. Now, if vitamin C level is low, it is also helping in integrity of connective tissue. That is why whenever the patient is having, a patient has decreased or deficiency of vitamin C, they will have a condition called scurvy. Scurvy में क्या होता, the patient's connective tissue that starts getting damaged. There will be defects in connective tissue, because of which the patient might have hemorrhage. Subcutaneous tissue will get, especially hemorrhage in subcutaneous tissue. You might have petechiae. Petechiae will be small red spots on the skin. Okay, it will look like a mosquito has bitten you, but there will be several such spots. Okay, petechiae can occur, or ecchymosis can occur. Wound healing will not be proper. The patient will have tender and bleeding gums if there is vitamin C deficiency. Okay, the teeth will not be formed properly. Bones will not be strong. The patient might have anemia because of vitamin B deficiency, and growth does not occur properly. ठीक है. To prevent all of that, to prevent vitamin D C deficiency, you can simply give 50 to 100 micrograms of vitamin C daily. You get chewable tablets of vitamin C easily available. You can give that. If the patient is having scurvy, then it will be exactly 10 times, 500 to 1000 mg per day. ठीक है, that much you'll give if the patient is having scurvy. Sometimes even to acidify urine you can use it. ठीक है, in certain conditions urine will become alkaline, which can damage your urinary tract. In that condition you can give vitamin C, so that it will acidify the urine a little bit. It will normalize the pH. अगर alkaline urine में आप थोड़ा सा vitamin C ऐड करें तो it will make it a little more neutral or a little more towards acidic. ठीक है. We'll discuss about minerals, and we'll discuss about organophosphate poisoning tomorrow. Not organophosphate. What is that? Chelation.